All right, it is June 3rd, 2018. I am Rebel of Rocket and Rebel, and I am online right now to let you know that the Mobile Warrior is back. I found out after several attempts that staying in one place for any length of time just doesn't suit me that well, so I'm back in my big rig and I'm making money as I do what I love, which is writing emails and placing ads and all that nifty stuff that online marketers do to make the world a better place. And I'm out here with my partner, Rocket, and we are in Harrison, Arkansas, at a little place called White Oak Station here. Actually, it's Belafonte, I think we're closer to. Anyway, I've decided to bring back the Mobile Warrior, number one, because I can't think of a good name for a show to do, except for maybe the Adventures of Rocket and Rebel, and that's what we call our Facebook group. And this podcast is going to be more along the lines of marketing, making money, and doing things online so that you can eventually quit your job. And my goal for everybody is in a year, make enough money in a single year that you can quit your job. This doesn't mean you have to make bazillions of dollars and twice your income and be traveling around the world and all that happy crap that everybody likes to talk about, but so very few ever experience. Not necessarily because they don't make enough money to do it, but people have different commitments depending on where they are in their life. And I'm here to tell you, after spending much of my life moving around all the time, not a lot of people are really cut out for that. A lot of people like to have it a little bit more stable. They like to have a home base that they're at all the time. And who knows, maybe you've got kids and you don't really relish the idea of schlepping them all over the planet. And I can relate to that. I get it. So when we think about making money and we think about creating life freedom, whatever that is, whatever particular group of situations you want to put together and would make you like totally ecstatic about what you do for a living, how and where you do it, that's what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people, they think they have to make a lot of money to not have a job, and it's actually the opposite. In truth, most people can make far less than they make right now and still be home all the time. And you might wonder how that is, but if you do all the math on gasoline it takes you to put in your car, you're driving all over, that rotten commute that you got to put up with, and maybe you're buying lunches out all the time because you'd stick a brown bag in it, that's a cost. And depending on what kind of business you work in, you could have suits you got to buy, and then there's dry cleaning bills, all kinds of expenses that add to you just having your job. And if you can get rid of all that, you find out that you can make far less money and be twice as happy because you're living life your way, doing things on your time. And that is a freedom that I think not a lot of people really, really understand. Because even if you're taking a vacation every year in the summer, or you have a long weekend or something, always in the back of your mind, there's the fact that you got to go back to your job. And let's face it, a lot of times you spend a lot of your time off getting ready to do your job, or doing little things that you got to do that make up for something you didn't finish at work. For instance, trucking. When I go out, and I would go out for several weeks at a time, there's a level of preparation that takes, especially if you're like me. I don't eat a lot out. I take loads of food in my truck with me, and I'll make sandwiches, or I even have a rice cooker in my truck. And Rocket's got this little water cooker so she can make oatmeal in the morning, things like that. And there's laundry. You got to pack your laundry for the trip and so on. That's just a few of the things that I got to deal with. Well, what I found out is I've got to be out. I've got to be moving. I have to have open spaces around me for whatever reason, because that is what really gets my motor running. It feeds my creativity. It's what I just love to do. And I'm going to do all this, like if I have an unlimited amount of money, and maybe I'll be doing this with a chauffeured limo or one of those huge RVs that cost $500,000 or whatever, or maybe even a cheap one, who knows. But the thing is, right now, I actually am getting paid to travel around. For instance, I spent the last 2 days in a tiny town called Waldron, Arkansas, and we got lucky. The first Saturday of the month, and they have what they call trade days, and it's basically like a street fair. So people would set up their things, and there was lots of different food, and they had some guys playing some music on a stage down there. It was very cool. It didn't last but a couple of hours. It was a very interesting thing that I'll probably never see again, unless I find myself back in Waldron. So this is the type of thing that we love to do. Rocket is an absolute phenom on social media. She is really good at getting pictures and seeing things that she shares her photos of, and explaining our adventures on Facebook. And she does her own podcast, which is cool. And one thing that's very cool, she has actually gotten photos licensed on Getty Images, which that's cool, I think. Anyway, she is all over when it comes to posting the interesting things about the places we go and the things we do while we're on the road. Every time you do something like this, it feels, no matter what, like you're rambling. And I don't know, maybe you think I'm rambling, you already shut me off. I don't know. But the thing is, the topic at hand is screw balance between life and business. I say integrate them. I say integrate them to the extent that when people say, well, why do you work so much? It's because to me this isn't work. It's not a drag. It's something that I love to do anyway, and it's just a part of my whole life experience. And that is what I believe that most people, if not all, should strive for, because then you're happy all the time no matter what. You don't have to freak out about anything that goes bad on a job. You don't have to worry that someone's going to not like you and can you or something. And it can be much more fulfilling. Those are the things that I wanted to talk about in this initial relaunching of the Mobile Warrior. And right now, I'm going to sign this one off, excuse me, and move on to the rest of today's adventure. And I'll be back with you tomorrow with something new. I'm going to talk about tomorrow money, specifically the making of it and why you should actually want to make money and not listen to everybody who says it's not about the money, because there's a reason behind why they tell you that. And I'm going to let you know what it is on the next episode of Mobile Warrior. That's all I got for right now. I hope you're having a fantastic time wherever you are. I'm out.